All right, good evening, everybody. How are you? Give yourselves a big round of applause for coming down to the Skiptown. Nice. My name is Kimbrough. I am your host tonight, a.k.a. the PodBrother. I'm in Hollywood. Sometimes people call me the PodBrother. They be like, you the PodBrother? Can I get some of that killer weed? I'm like, nah, dude, I do podcasts. I'm the PodBrother. I'm the only brother in California that don't smoke pot, so give it up for that. You hear about them brothers, but you never see them. They're like the Loch Ness Monster. Like, for real? You don't smoke pot? Seriously? Yeah, that's me. I'm going to share a little bit of myself with you. First thing I want to share with you is I'm in the Guinness Book of World Records because I own my own business. I'm a comedian, and I have a replacement hip. So they call me the Bionic Entrepreneur. Thank you. But we're going to have some fun. We're getting a little bit of a late start, so instead of doing some time, I'm going to let some of you guys go on because I know you have other things to do here in town in Hollywood because your comedian's on the rise. And so I'm going to let you come up here and shellac the audience. Now, for those of you who do not know what's going on, we are at the Skiptown Playhouse, and this is the My Laughers Comedy Club, and it's a virtual comedy club. So what happens here is the comedians who want to, we're going to tape, and we're going to put these clips up on a monetizable tipping virtual comedy club store. So what happens is we'll put those videos up, and then we'll push out people to tip, and then we'll do podcasts with the comedians later, and then we'll pull those bits up. And then while we're doing the podcast, we can just solicit people to tip. And by the end of the podcast, hopefully they can raise enough money to buy a drumstick from El Pollo Loco. So, because there's some big comedy tippers out there. I know it. I can feel it. I can feel it. And it's virtual tipping. What I like about virtual tipping for comedians, you know, you can't get tipped with like hubcaps and food stamps, bottles of cans, EBT cards. Well, maybe you can. I don't know. They might be able to tip with an EBT card. I don't know what it's called, but anyway, I just think it's cool. We're constantly trying to reinvent and evolve ourselves in the comedy industry, and sometimes you got to take that bull by the horns on your own. And so Skiptown, My Laughers Comedy Club, and the PodBrother, and the handful of comedians that I pick, we're going to tackle that challenge, and we're going to see if we can't generate a movement of virtual tipping for comics because we're tired of living out of our cars. Yeah. Tip a brother and a sister because a brother and a sister could be living in the same car. I'm just saying. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So for those of you who are wondering, that's the game. And if you want to participate, that's cool. If you want to tip, that's cool. If you want to come here and do your thing, that's cool. I've got some really funny ladies here tonight. I'm looking in the audience. Benny is the funniest lady here. I am very excited about this show. And we also should give a big round of applause to Vincenzo, who's out in the lobby. Give a big round of applause for Vincenzo, one of the owners of the comedy club here and the theater, Skiptown. We're going to have him come up and say a few words about what's going on at the Skiptown Playhouse. But for now, I'm going to bring on your first comedian because she's funny, she's cute, she's sexy. And by the time she gets off, your nipples are going to be hard, ladies and gentlemen. That's Give it up for Simone Alexandra, ladies and gentlemen. Simone.
All right. Where are all my queens at? Where are my queens? Yeah, my boyfriend doesn't like that joke. He's like, okay, you're feeling yourself today, baby girl. He's a jerk. I don't have a boyfriend. I just always wanted to say that. Fuck, I'm just kidding. It's fine. Yeah, I don't have a boyfriend, but you know what? It's cool. I think that I need to take my time to find myself. I'm not ready, you know? I'm too aggressive. I think I've just been single for so long that if I see somebody I'm attracted to in public, it's like, you better walk away because I'll fucking pummel your ass, man. Fucking touch my shoulder. Lonely. Yeah, I've been, doing different things to find myself, like I said earlier. So I've been celibate by choice for 8 months, and it's been fucking great. You know what I mean? I don't have to worry about the shit that these hoes worry about, you know? You remember those hoe days. So you go to the guy's house. It's like, do I have a condom? Do you have a condom? Is the condom on? Is there a hole in the condom? Show me the condom. Show it to me. I was scared to get pregnant, man. That shit scared the fuck out of me. I'm not a fan. And that wasn't even my rock bottom. I was like, that's crazy talk, but I realized that I was a little out of pocket not too long ago. Actually, 8 months ago, because maybe that is a long time for most people. I went to a show, and this female comic did this whole bit about how she took Plan B, and she still got pregnant. Yikes, dude. I was freaking out. That's like the worst, you know, and she was really funny. She was really, really great, and I watched the whole thing, and I went up to her after. I was like, man, your set was great. You were so funny. Can I talk to you for a second? What day did you take that? Because if you take the first day, there's no way, dude. There's no way. Yeah, I don't miss it. But it's been fine. I feel like very empowered. I feel very focused on my shit, you know. But I think the biggest problem, people are just like, Simone, like, how do you get off? Like, you know, everybody has needs. Like, what do you do? I don't know. You appreciate the little things when you're celibate, man. Different things happen, and you're like, oh, who would have thought, right? Has anybody ever gotten off on a sneeze? I'm dead ass. That's why I do cocaine, so I can just sneeze all day and just fucking come every second. Yeah. Loneliness it's a beautiful thing, you know. You really got to just find yourself. Also, too, I guess, I mean, I'm 29, so I guess I could be called a millennial. And I figured I have a millennial tactic on masturbation, you know what I mean? Like, you know, people got the toys, the rabbits, schmabbits, and, you know, they use their hands and shit. Amateur, you know what I mean? This is 2018. Ladies, Kegel and just fucking move your hips. You'll fucking come in 2 seconds. Wow. Yikes. All the girls Kegel really quick. Go. No one knows what's happening. Down there, it's a fucking party. Like, whoa, I can never, like, commit to that bit because I will come on stage. I have come on stage. Then I cried. Yeah, sad stuff. You guys ever look at somebody and be like, that's a hoe? You know what I mean? Like, they can have everything put together, you know? Like, makeup, hair, they can look great, but, like, one squinted eye and a crooked smile, you're like, that's a fucking hoe. And I'm not a hater. I know you guys are like, oh, this girl's hating on hoes. She's not getting fucked. She's all mad. I'm not mad. I used to be a hoe. We've all been there. You've been there. I've been there. I just don't fuck with some hoes. There's only some hoes I don't fuck with. Like the ones that fuck your boyfriend ever in your life. Do you understand where I'm coming from? That one hurts. Still hurts. Thank you for laughing at me. I went to my first women's march like a month ago. And I was really excited, dude. I was pumped. I was like, yeah, man, females, together. I got my clit hat. Let's fucking go. And I saw the hoe from 2006 that ruined my life. Still not over it. But what do you do? Like, I almost went to fucking jail at a march. You know what I mean? There's cops everywhere. I had to lock it up. And then I realized, fuck these marches. You know what I mean? Like, you really think that women are uniting and we fuck with each other? No, we hate each other. Come on, you know? And why? Most of the time, because of some dick. Right? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy how that works out? All you little cocksuckers out there. What I'm trying to say is I can't be a feminist because of these hoes. I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. Can you imagine you're just like marching and next, you know, Becky, what the fuck? That hair is nice though. Fuck them, dude. Fuck them hard. And it's weird. Like I said, I'm 29 and, you know, I'm young. I get it. I hate when older people are like, oh my God, you're so young. I'm like, okay, you had your time. It's my time. Go down on me. Stop talking. Oh, in my day, did I ask? Is it my fault that I was born before? You know, it's just annoying. But it's weird because you think like these are your glory days, you know? I'm 29, I'm going to be 30. I'm going to be killing it. It's just going worse and worse and worse. Like in college, I was killing it. Being single and independent, that was epic, right? You're like, yeah, I'm out here, man. I'm paying my way by myself, all alone, forever. But that's cool, you know what I mean? Now that I'm getting older, it's just like in a deep, dark hole. It's really bad. It's not getting better. Things that used to make me so happy make me very upset and sad. Music, movies, everything. Like the Beatles. I can't fuck with the Beatles anymore. I grew up on the Beatles. She's wearing the shirt. I have it on my tattooed on my arm. They're destroying me every day. Do you understand where I'm coming from? All you need is fuck love. Fuck it. Fuck it, man. All you need is love? No. All you need is a fucking joint and masturbating and Hulu and bye. And some snacks. And some fucking snacks. Movies too, man. You guys have seen Pretty Women? Mm-hmm. Richard Gere, what a mensch, right? Sweetheart. Picks up a fucking hooker on the boulevard. Take anything you want on the menu. Buy her clothes. I almost broke every fucking piece of furniture in my apartment. I'm like, this is horse shit! Fucking A, Richard Gere, don't play games with me! Yeah. Can't watch that movie anymore. I'm a dancer, so I tap dance when I get nervous. So I go like, next comic, you ready, baby? Don't put your mouth closed. You comics like right here. It's lavender and hydrangeas here, man. We're good to go. It's all good. At the end of the day, you know, I just think that you just have to be true to yourself and live your best life. I always say that, live your best life. And if your best life is in a fetus, like, whole, dark, like, you could be sad. It's okay to be sad. The other day, I was like, dude, I'm depressed. Like, why are you depressed? Freaking out. Like, you aren't. Admitting it's the first problem. No, it's not. What do they say when you're an addict? Admitting it is the first step. See, I stop the steps. I stop, I go back. I stop, I go back. I'm fine. I'm not fine. I'm not crying. You're crying. You guys ever feel like the walls are closing in on you? My name's Simone Alexander. I'm going to go fuck myself. Have a good night. Thank you. Thanks.
Simone Alexander, ladies and gentlemen. Simone Alexander. Wow. That is funny, man. I don't know. I don't think I've ever masturbated through a comedy act, but it just happened. That was very funny. One more time, please. Simone Alexander, ladies and gentlemen. Simone. Awesome. So we are at the Skiptown Theater. I see some shiny, happy faces, and this is such a good thing. We're having so much fun. Who do I want to bring up next? Who wants to actually go next? Benny, you want to go next? Oh, okay. he want to get a tape. Well, you got sloppy seconds because I got it first, man. It is a comedy club. All right, let's take Benny up. Benny, this dude, man, I had a chance to work with him at a club out of My Three Amigos over on Aviation, and he was the headliner closer, just killed the room. Slayed it, and I was like, man, you got to come down and spend some time, PodBrother Nation, at Skiptown. And he's like, man, for a brother, no problems. Where's your show, man? I put my kids in the trunk, and I come on down. So he's here with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Benny Minna. Did I say that right, Minna? Benny Minna, ladies and gentlemen.
It's good to be here. There's a cool little setup right here. I like coming here and performing for packed houses. I see dead people, so it's packed to me. A little bit about myself. I go south of the border a lot. I go down to TJ to visit my brother because he moved there, not by choice, all right? Funny story, I have an older brother, older sister, me, younger sister. I'm the only one born in the States. Don't know how it happened, but I'm grateful it did. My brother growing up here since he was 2, growing up, he was a superstar athlete. Then he joined the Marine Corps. He got out, got a good job. He did something really stupid. He did 7 years federal prison, got out. He lives in TJ, but was in prison. All he did was work out, so he's super buff now, right? And I'm a little bit out of shape now, and every time I go, he talks shit to me. Every time I go, he's, look at you. What happened to you? You used to work all the time. Now you're all flabby. You got man boobs. I'm like, fuck you, man, And he's like, listen, man, I do 200 push-ups nonstop, 200 sit-ups nonstop. I ride my bike 25 miles every other day. What the hell can you do? No, I don't know, Dick. I can go to America whenever I want, bitch. What the hell? I go to Disneyland, take a picture of Mickey Mouse. Can you do that shit? I don't think so, right? You be taking pictures of piggy banks of Mickey Mouse. He's always calling me up. Hey, what you gonna do this weekend? I'm like, what do you care? You can't go, Simone was talking about, she's lonely, she masturbates. I get one upper, man. I'm in a relationship and I gotta masturbate. All right. They say once you get married, sex disappears. That's bullshit. Once you have a baby, sex disappears. All right. I've been with a girl 13 years, and I'm at the end of a 13-year relationship, I should say. But we have a baby together, and I'm not married. Though. Everybody's like, how come you're not married? Because I'm very traditional. I'm Mexican. We get married after the second kid, So since that might not happen, But the thing that I love my son to death, but I hated the pregnancy because my girl has anger issues, and the pregnancy amplified that times 20. For example, one time it's about 8 o'clock at night. We're both tired. She's 8 months pregnant. We go to sleep. She's waking me up at 1:30 in the morning with an attitude. Get up, you lazy bastard. Can't believe you're sleeping right now. I'm like, what's wrong? You know, she's like, the baby's hungry. I'm like, okay. We went grocery shopping yesterday. I'll make you something. What do you want? The baby wants In-N-Out. I'm like, really? In-N-Out at 1:30 in the morning. Unless that bastard's got a car and get a sandwich. What the hell, right? All the time between midnight to 3 in the morning, waking me up with an attitude. The baby wants ice cream. The baby wants cookies. The baby wants this. The baby wants that. Just one time, I would love for her to wake me up. The baby wants to suck dick. Just one time. You know? Because seriously, because when a woman's pregnant, it's all about them, fellas, all right? And I don't know how many people want to have kids, but I'm letting all the guys know that once a woman has a baby, she changes, not necessarily for the better, all right? I've been with my girl 13 years, like I said, right? It took her 2.5 years before she fought in front of me for the first time. 2.5 years. I remember like it was yesterday. We're driving to the movies, right? I'm driving, she's shotgun, and then hello, I'm like, oh, shit. She was like, oh, my God, I can't believe I did that. I'm like, no, I'm glad you did because I'm starting to think you're fucking weird, all right? Because everybody has to do it, right? I'm like, where does it go? Maybe that's why she has bad breath sometimes, right? Because you got to let it out, right? Once again, she was pregnant, 8 months. She didn't care, man. We're watching TV. She's leaning on me. She just rips one loud. Scared the shit out of me, right? I'm like, oh, shit, right? I thought she was going to have the same reaction. I thought she was going to be like, oh, my God, baby, I'm sorry. Hell no. She looked at me. She goes, hey, that was a good one, huh? I'm like, no, it's never good when you do it. You should never say that shit, right? They should take it to another level. The next week, we have to go to a doctor's appointment for a checkup, right? We're in the elevator. We have to go to the 8th floor. On the 2nd floor, 3 more people come in. So it's 3 people, her and I, and she farts again. Not loud enough you can tell who farted, but loud enough you can tell somebody farted, all right? It was one of those woman farts. You know, it was like, right? And that shit smelled bad, right? So people in front of us are like, what the hell, right? They turn around. They see a pregnant woman, like, oh, it can't be her. They turn around. They see me. They give me your dick look. And I was like, oh, no, it wasn't. And I look at her, and she's going like this. I'm like, fuck you. That's why we're not married, because you're a liar, all right? I'm serious, man. And then back to the sex thing, like I said, we had our baby. Our baby was a C-section. My girl had a nice little body before the baby, right? But, you know, the pregnancy, she gained weight, and it was a C-section, so it was harder for her to lose weight. And the doctor told us before we left the hospital, listen, she just had a baby. She had a C-section, no sex for 40 days. I'm like, you know what? I can hold myself for 40 days. I'm a father now. Hell yeah, I'll hold myself 40 days. 5 months later, I'm like, hey, babe, what the fuck? What happened? Did you give up something for Lent and not tell me what's going on here? You know? I need this. She's like, no, I'm not comfortable with my body. I'm like, why not? She's like, no, I'm fat. You're not fat. You made me a father. I love you even more. Let's do this. No, I'm fat. No, you're not. Yes, I am. Fine. If that's how you feel, I will get drunk, pretend you're somebody else. Let's do this shit, right? No, because I need it, right? She's like, no. And I would do anything to convince her to have sex with me. Like, you ever see somebody yawn and it makes you yawn? Right before we go to bed, you know, I'll pretend I'm yawning. And when she starts yawning, I'll try to put my dick in her mouth, right? And she'd be like, no, don't do that. But it's from doing that I realized she was a freak. Because every time I put my dick in front of her face, she'd want me to put it in her ear. That's some freaky shit. Seriously, yeah. As soon as I put it right there, she'd go like this. I'm like, all right, the ear it is, you know. I take what I can get, man. So no sex equals masturbation, man. The thing about my girl is she's Latina, so she's jealous of everything. She thought I was cheating on her because I was masturbating because I'm looking at porno, you know. I'm like, I'm trying to save the relationship. That's why I'm doing this shit, right? So I had to do mine like I was in prison. I had to wait for lights out, all right? You got to be sneaky about that shit. I literally have to pretend I'm going to bed with her, lay in bed, not moving, just motionless for like an hour and a half till she starts snoring. As soon as she starts snoring, I get up, I go to the living room, I get my laptop, and I start doing my thing, right? So one time, I'm doing my thing, you know, I'm almost there, and the bedroom door opens up, and it's her going to the bathroom. So I got to slam my laptop down. I'm sitting there butt naked in the dark holding my dick. The bathroom's to my right. She turns on the light, sits down the toilet. Now we're staring at each other. And she can, you know, the sofa's kind of high, you know, the back end of the sofa, so we only see our heads, really. And she's looking at me, I'm looking at her, and she's like, I can't finish because you're there. And I'm like, well, I can't finish because you're there, you know. My life sucks is what I'm trying to say, man. In a 13 relationship, you know, women, sometimes you get mean because she talks a lot of shit now. When I met her, I was in really good shape. I used to work all the time. I used to box. I used to run. You know, I was in shape. And now, you know, I'm out of shape. And, you know, 13 years later, she talked shit to me. Like, when I met her, I said I was in shape. She used to rub my arms. Oh, my God, I love the way your arms feel. Now she rubs my arms. Oh, I remember when we met. I'm like, fuck you, Always talking shit. But I got to get her back. I get her back. 'Cause I like to watch that show, The Walking Dead. You ever watch that show? It's a good-ass show. I'm watching that show, and she says the stupidest things to me. She's like, oh, my God, baby, if I was to become a zombie, do you think you can put me down? I'm like, I want to put you down now. What the fuck, I'm serious, man. Or like, in 13 years, you got to spice up the relationship. It gets boring sometimes. You don't do the same thing, and it gets dull. And especially with a kid, we don't have enough date nights. So I'm trying to always come up with something nice and exciting for us. She comes up with the stupidest things. Like, for example, a month ago, she comes up to me. She goes, baby, I have an idea. I'm like, what's that? Let's go to a nightclub and pretend we don't know each other. I'm like, I've been trying to do that shit for years, Yeah, because, in a relationship, man, I seriously think that men work harder in relationships than women. All right, from the minute a man meets a woman, we got to work harder. We got to have a good job, have a nice car, make good money, have nice shoes for some reason. All right, we have to take you women out to a bar, try to impress you, buy you anything you want to drink. They take you to go eat Denny's or tacos or burgers, whatever's open late night, right? Guys, when we're young, we got the alcohol money because we want to get you drunk, get you back to our place, right? We don't think about the food money, all right? We never do. We don't think ahead, right? So, like, we get a girl, we're going to convince her to come back to our house. We're driving home. She's like, I'm hungry. Like, fuck, right? Because all we got is like $7 to our name left and shit, right? So I'm sitting down watching the girl eat, like, oh, these tacos are good. My stomach is like, brrr. I'm like, fuck this shit, right? That's why when I was young and broke, I used to like shopping at Walmart or Target because they got these price scanners where you can scan something and then tell you how much it costs. You're like, $9.99. Then put that shit back, right? I wish they had those at the clubs or the bars for the fellas, and we scan the women, and we can find how much money we're going to spend before the night's over. Think about it. That would be genius. You grab some girl at a bar, like, hey, you want to dance? Okay, well, hold on. I got to scan you first, right? You're like, 3 apple martinis, then put her ass back. I'd find the perfect girl for me. 2 tacos in a 40-ounce. Let's go, baby. It's my type of girl. It would catch women lying. Who do you live with? I live by myself. But really? And 3 kids. Fuck that shit. I'm serious, man. And, I'm starting to get older. I just turned 44 last month. I'm 44 years old. And I'm starting to get bitter, about everything. Even my son. My son's 3 years old. I'm jealous of him, all right? I'm getting jealous of all the young people. For example, 2 months ago, my son got sick on me. He got a fever. He got constipated, right? I went to CVS, bought some medicine. It didn't work. Had to take him to the doctor. As soon as the doctor saw him, knew what he had, gave us a prescription. Tasted like cherry. A day and a half later, he's good to go. That's fucking awesome. When I was young, when I was that little, that shit didn't happen. If you're 35 and over, you know what happened when you got sick? You got fucking suppositories, all right? There is no fucking medicine that tastes like cherry, all right? And my mom was a creep when she gave those to me, right? Because I'd be like, sick. My mom's like, I got your medicine. I'm like, okay. Through the back. I'm like, no, all right? She's like, wait till you go to sleep. I wake up feeling like a rape victim and shit, right? Because suppositories are basically anal beads for kids. That's what they are, right? And you can find out who's going to grow up to be gay because they'll wake up, mommy, I'm still sick, Yeah, man. I'm jealous of everybody, man. Yeah, like young guys, for example. Like nowadays, everybody has a smartphone. All right, you know what? Nowadays, everybody has a smartphone, man. Look, it's a long one, so I'll switch it up. Everybody has smartphones. I'll go with this one. My son's 3 years old. I don't hit him. I spoil the shit out of him. But I made up my mind. By the time he turns 5, I gotta beat the shit out of him. All right? Because seriously, if you do time out to little kids, they lose respect for themselves and for their elders. All right? So once he turns 5, I'm gonna start hitting him. Because for example, 2 weeks ago, I went to a liquor store to buy a lotto ticket. 2 kids, 8 years old, a big one and a little one. They're looking at the candy bars, and the little one grabs one and goes, "Man, why your bitch ass mom always gotta be tripping?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's about to get his ass whooped. Let me watch." Right? The big one didn't do anything. He grabbed the candy bar and goes, "I don't know, but that hoe be tripping, huh?" I was like, "Man, come here. How you gonna call my mom a bitch and why you gonna call her a hoe?" He's like, "What do you care?" I'm like, "That's your mother. That's disrespectful. Because my mom is a bitch and she is a hoe." I was like, "How can you say about your mom, man? That's your mother." He goes, "I never met my daddy. I don't know who to call daddy. And every guy she meets, she sleeps with. She's a hoe." I feel bad for this little boy. I'll tell you what, little man. Let me buy that candy bar and let's go meet your mom. Maybe both of you can call me daddy. Hey, guys, I'm Benny, man. That's my time. Thank you very much.
Benny, ladies and gentlemen, get up for Benny. Awesome. Man, this is fun. We're going to keep it going because that's what we do. Next coming to the stage, very funny lady, sexy. Saw her at the Improv. She killed it. And I'm excited that she's in the house right now to take her first round with the My Laughers Comedy Club here at the Skiptown Playhouse in Hollywood. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mary Elaine Ramsey, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, people say romance is dead, and I wish they could have seen Benny here tonight. You know, just pregnant wife, yawning, sticking your dick right in there. I mean, how cool is that? So I just moved here from New York. Thank you. East Coast, baby. Before that, I was in Boston. Park your fucking car. You know, the one thing I've noticed about people in Los Angeles though is that they are all sexually deviant. Benny, you're no exception. The other night I was at a bar and I walk up to the bartender and I'm like, "Hey man, can I grab just like a Manhattan, 2 cherries?" And he goes, 2 cherries. Now we're talking. I was like, oh, I just want to fucking drink. But, you know, I figure when in Rome, right? So I'm hopping on that sexual deviance train. I'm hooking up with a guy who's 8 years younger than I am. Thank you, ladies. Yeah, it's my little contribution to the feminist movement. You know, dudes, you think you can be creepy? I'll fucking show you creepy. But I like dating someone who's younger because he's just so goddamn grateful for like everything. The first time we went out, he treated me to dinner. I was like, oh, God, that's so nice. You know, I'll treat you to giving me a back massage. So I take off my shirt and he's like, oh my God, you're not wearing a bra? I'm like, welcome to the big leagues, kid. So he starts giving me a massage. And you know how after about like 20 minutes, any decent person is supposed to be like, oh, that's enough. Thank you. Yeah, no. Couldn't possibly have any more. I'm like, yeah, screw that. I'm going to ride this one out. So it seems like an hour goes by till finally he breaks the silence and is like, God, you know, if you had told me at dinner that I'd be getting to give you a back massage, I never would have believed it. I'm like, well, then your head's about to fucking explode. But yeah, when he first met me, he even told me, he's like, you know, I'm really drawn to you because you have this very masculine energy, but you seem completely submissive. I was like, there are literally more warning signs than there are words in that sentence. I'm like, oh, he's drawn to me. So I get a lot of questions about my hair color. It stresses people out. They're like, what is that? What is that? Is that ombre? I'm like, no, I just lost my job. I had been waiting tables, and then one day my boss was just like, don't. 'Cause of a Yelp review. Yelp is fucking social networking for snitches. I mean, yeah, that might come as a surprise to you guys that I've gotten some bad Yelp reviews, but I have. The review said, when we asked a waitress to go get us ketchup, she informed us, you're not in my section. I was like, oh, shit, well, that is one of my go-tos. But so I tracked down the dude who got me fired because I was a little pissed, and I read some of his other reviews, and turns out he had an unsatisfactory experience at In-N-Out Burger as well. He was like, we ordered fries, and they were fucking soggy. How the fuck do you fucking fuck up fries? I was like, don't stress, Penny. I was like, dude, that's not a Yelp review. That's a cry for help. But people always complain about, like, the waiters. They always like to be like, oh, that customer was rude to me. But what bugged me more were the customers who were like, I'm going to make this waitress's day. You, like, walk up to a table. It's like a guy with a beautiful woman on a date. And I'm like, hi, welcome to Serafina. Tonight the specials are. He interrupts you. What's your name? Amen, sister. Like, I'm supposed to be like, he asked me my name. I'm like, it's Mary Elaine. And then, it's nice to meet you, Mary Elaine. Then he, like, looks at the date like, you fucking see that? I'm like, all right, buddy. May I continue reading the specials, or do you need to go jack off at what a fucking philanthropist you are? Like, you want to make my day, leave me a day-making tip, all right? But because I'm, not employed, I've got a little extra time on my hands. So I downloaded the dating apps, and, I mean, I don't know what I was doing without them. Like, I don't even typically like buffets, but, I mean, my word. Girl, I love you. Look at your fucking beautiful blouse. Are you a comedian? You're fucking too chic to be a comedian. I love that. I gotta finish my set. We'll talk later. But yeah, where was I? This woman distracted me. Tinder. Oh yeah, dating apps. But what I like about them is like you can just totally be yourself. You know, a dude will match with him, and I just hit him with a, what do you say the two of us grab dinner next week on your dime? You know? I match with another guy. He's like, what are you up to? I'm like, fucking hungover at the Cheesecake Factory, Levi. I don't know what you want from me. But I did match with this one guy, and he like had started his own company, so I gave him a Google. Turns out he was like some like young self-made billionaire. I know. And like in my whole life, I've never once imagined me being a billionaire, and suddenly I couldn't picture anything else. So, now all of a sudden the stakes are like very high. So I compose this letter. I'm like, hello, Mark. I'm so happy we were able to connect here on Tinder. How are you? Did you do anything fun this weekend? He writes back, after a month of travel, I was finally able to stop and enjoy the sunset over the ocean. What was the last great adventure you've been on, Mary Elaine? And I was like, yeah, I'd rather just be poor. Thank you, guys.
Mary Elaine Ramsey, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Damn, I love the funny ladies. Awesome. I just realized I came back on with my headset on. I'm like, damn, I sound fucking good. I don't know if you guys are hearing what I'm hearing, but damn, sounds fucking awesome. So I just got the headset on. All right, I'm going to keep them on because I'm only going to be up here for a second anyway because I'm just going to bring on the next person. Actually, you know what? I see Vinny in the back. Let's bring Vinny up real quick before I bring on Monica as she has pizza in her mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, the owner of the Skiptown Playhouse. If it wasn't for him, Annie, and Michelle, I would not have a home. I would be comedy homeless right now. But this is my big brother / little brother who hooked me up. Get it up for Vincenzo, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, Vincenzo. Come up here for 1 sec. My brother.
I wish I knew I was going to be on this tonight. I would have dressed better.
Oh man, you look dapper, dude. You look like right off of GQ.
I came from Cheesecake Factory. I work at Cheesecake Factory. You just had like a joke about cheesecake. No, I've got like, crusted pasta da Vinci on me and stuff, so.
Nice. Real quick, Vinny, what's your dream for this theater?
My dream for this theater? Wow, well, this theater alone was kind of like a random, unexpected occurrence in my life. So I would say my dream for it is just to give a home to artists who want to voice, what their dreams are, and just being a place where people can grow and explore and have fun and go on an adventure and, meet other like-minded artists.
This is my dream. Give it up for Vincenzo, ladies and gentlemen. Vincenzo, making my dreams come true. And what are some of the things that's at the theater right now that you can say that you're pretty excited about?
Well, I just started my own
PodBrother show.
Okay. All right. That was like a little jab there. Yeah, I just started my own podcast actually on Wednesday mornings, and we're kind of like gearing that up to start eventually doing it live, where we can have an audience here watching us film, and taking questions from the audience, and just having a good time with that. And it's me and Annie right now. We did a couple test episodes, and it's a lot of fun. I didn't realize how much went into like making a podcast, so it's been a really cool experience. And we want to do some. We haven't come up with the name right now. It's just Skiptown Podcast at the moment. But yeah, we also want to get some shows in here, do some musicals. I'm writing an original musical right now with a very good friend of mine. Yeah. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I want to get some musical stuff in here, some burlesque I want to get in here. We have an LGBT night coming in May. So we have a lot going on. So check us out on skiptownplayhouse.com and look at our calendar. It's going to start growing, so.
Yeah, I've been doing some social media on your podcast, and you and Annie are extremely funny. You're hysterical. They had Annie's mom on as a guest for yesterday's podcast, and it was hysterical. This guy, Annie, and her mom, it was great. I can't wait when you guys launch it. It was very, very funny.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It really is. I can't wait to see what happens with it. Seriously.
And you're also taking some donations. People can go out there and buy drinks, tip, and, to kind of keep the theater going. And if you want to rent the space, talk to Vinny about renting the space. It's very economical. And just keep your eyes open for everything cool happening at the Skiptown. Vincenzo. Thank you, my brother. Vincenzo, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We're going to keep it going. Next coming to the stage. Oh, my God. She gave me a serious hug. Her friend gave me a serious hug. My nipples are still hard. Give it up for the very funny Monica, ladies and gentlemen. Monica.
I actually had sex twice this morning. I met him at Wingstop yesterday. I'm really into chicken. That's what she said. So I'm wearing my jacket like this because you said I was chic. No, it's actually because I'm trying to hide all of these pizza rolls. Because oh, look, this is great. He's cut me off, so it's fine. I can just go like this. Is it just my head now? That's what she said. Just my head. Just the tip. So I was actually going to do like a little battle rap thing. But I don't know how many battle rappers I have in the audience. And I'm looking at you, and I'm not sure you could go toe-to-toe. So I'm probably going to save that for another time and just talk about dick. Because apparently that's the theme of the night. No. I'm not going to talk about dick. I'm going to talk about getting dick. Getting dick 101. Don't eat. Never eat. Just don't eat, basically. And then you're skinny, and then you're available, said no one ever. I realize with weight is kind of like pizza. It's kind of a bit slimy sometimes. It's a bit sweaty. I went on the Wingstop date of life, and he called me this morning at 7:30 a.m. Let me just tell you, that's when I'm normally using the toilet. Because of the cheese pizza that I probably shouldn't be eating, basically. So he said to me, so, I'm from Chi-Town, and I'm working out. I got this Fox show. I'm going to be I'm like, okay, wow, amazing. It's a pilot. I'm like, oh, pilot season. No, it's got picked up. And I'm like, well, okay. Because, Fox, and I'm like, when you're like, I don't understand Hollywood. So you got it picked up, but you don't have it picked up. And now I'm like, this is what dating is like, getting picked up and dropped off, just like a pilot. And then I thought about the pilots I've tried to date. Let me tell you about the time I was on EasyJet. It's called EasyJet for a reason, everyone who's traveled through Europe, because the pilot was easy. I said to him at the end of the flight, I just wanted to say that was a really smooth ride. He was like, he was about 70. That's how we do it on EasyJet. Where are you staying? And I was like, where's my dad? Where's my dad? He's in India, okay, I'm traveling everywhere. I'm on jets, I'm on flights. And then I started accusing him of being a sex ringleader. And I was like, actually, I think he just likes beautiful women. Because don't we all? Don't we all? Do you like beautiful women? What one's your type? Oh, God. It's because of this ass. See, if I roll the dress up like this, then there's no actual rolls. It's just lace. Guess where I found this dress? No. Good option, though. Come and check the tag. Yeah, come and check it. Check it. What's back here? Always, baby.
I can't even pronounce
Exactly, because I found it in a bag on the street in Koreatown. Thank you. Thank you for leaving your shit on the street, California. The amount of shit apart from men, they're shit too sometimes. So are women. But anyway, back to shit you find in bags. So I walk through Koreatown because I love walking, because I'm English. English people are like, oh, I'm going on a walk. I'm just going to walk. And then you see a fucking wooden case. And you're like, wait, that's not a wooden case. I could turn that into a nightstand that doubles as a bookshelf, that doubles as, there's so many spiders, leave it alone. And then I still will grab it and I'll dust it off in my living room and wonder why I have like an infestation of spiders the next day. Because I'm dragging shit off the street back to men. Don't pick them up on the street, said nobody ever. Did you ever say nobody ever when you meet a really handsome black man, just like I did outside? Yes, he was black. And I saw him and I started screaming things at him because that's how I get men. I just yell at them. Migos! Do you know who Migos is? No, none of you do. Does anyone know who? Okay, thank God Ray's in the audience because she's got a black husband. She said to me, you know, I got a black husband. I'm like, I know. You know, I got a black child. I'm like, I know. I've seen them. But they're black. And I'm like, I get it. Look at my ass. I'm like, I get it. And then I tried to tell her off about cultural appropriation today. Come up here. Quickly, jump up. Because I need to at least give her the mic to say to us, why do you culturally appropriate black things? Talk about Elf on the Shelf.
Oh, my son, he just turned 7 yesterday. It made me so sad. At Christmas time, he wanted Elf on the Shelf. So I got him Elf on the Shelf, and I went out of my way to get the mixed Elf on the Shelf that's brown. Well, it's supposed to be half black. It's supposed to be half black, half white. So I asked all the people in the store about it. So I went to Bed Bath & Beyond. I had to go all the way to Santa Monica to get this special elf. I get it home. I hide it in the house. And the next day, my son's sad. And I was like, why are you sad? And he's like, I wanted Elf on the Shelf to look like you, Mommy. And it broke my heart. So all of a sudden, I'm trying to convince him he's black. And that's about it. Thanks.
Give it up for the black data, black husband, black child. See, we're now all one color because I discovered this interesting fact, everyone. We are an Earth closest to our particular sun. And guess what, people? There's billions of suns. They called them stars in geography and science classes. They were like, this is a star. No, it's not. It's a fucking sun. So that means we're all black. Wakanda. Black Panther, did anyone see that? No, because there's only one black person in the audience. 2. No, I see 2. Oh, and there's a Hispanic man just talking about dick all day. And then she's talking about not getting dick all day and getting more dick all day. And then I'm like, I need to be back on the apps. I started on OkCupid. Do you remember OkCupid? Yes. Because in 2013, that was the way to get Eddie Murphy. No, Raw. Oh, God. I'm going to have to do a cultural appropriation class for all of you white people, clearly. Even though you're Hispanic and something else and something else. And that's what Americans keep saying to me. They're like, you know, like, I'm really not into Trump. I'm like, I really don't get it. I'm like, bitch, don't you get it? Come on. I'm like, he's a megalomaniac narcissist. He's like Hitler in his heyday. And we're all like, I don't get it. 1 minute to say the rest. Oh, wait. Did I go quiet? Too loud. Am I levels? Okay, check, 1, 2. So I'm going to do a bit of freestyle with Steve. Come on. Me and you. Where's your mic? Come on. See? That was the joke. One mic. It's called One Mic, Nas. See, this is another class on cultural appropriation. I'm Monica Patel. I'm going to end it here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for having me. And praise be to all the dick, whether it's dick or it's pussy. We love it. Thank you and good night.
Monica, everybody. Monica! Awesome. You got to come back. And then we'll do the mic. We'll do the mic. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll come back next week, and we'll take like 20 minutes, and we'll do a battle rap. Okay, 15. All right, 10. Okay, 6. All right. We're haggling over minutes like we haggle over inches. Never haggle over inches. All right, coming from a woman married to a black man. Awesome. Note to self. I just learned something. All right, we're going to keep it going because this is a tight show, and there's another show after this at 10 o'clock. So we have to do our thing and get out and clear so that they can come and do theirs. So next coming to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, she's spicy, she's sassy, she's cute and sexy. She's one of our favorite down here at the My Laughers Comedy Club. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the very funny Sam Baxley, ladies and gentlemen. Sam Baxley.
I didn't know I was coming up. Is this on? Is this thing on? I didn't know I was coming up. But here I am. I wasn't here for that whole set, but I feel like it was unbelievably amazing. And, you know, when you're a comedic genius, I wouldn't know anything about that. But when you are, it takes a while for people to get your whole thing. My thing tonight, my set tonight is going to be about being delusional. Speaking of being me talking about being a comedic genius, let's talk about delusion tonight, guys. That's what I want to talk about, delusion. So I like to think that I'm cool. That's why I'm wearing like these shoes, this jacket, etc. Except for, let me tell you how I spent last night. You're looking at me. You're probably thinking, well, I can't tell you what you're thinking, but I like to think I'm cool. Except for, this is how I spent my night. This is totally the truth, but I'm being vulnerable right now. I spent a good 2 hours, this is the utter truth, trying to make a rubber band ball, standing in my kitchen with a pile of rubber bands in front of me. Picture it, 'cause it's fucking true. And I just moved into a new apartment, so I don't even have any chairs, so I was standing. I mean, and my watch is like, time to stand, and half the time I'm like laying on my bed like, I don't want to stand, don't make me. Video made by a 12-year-old being like, this is how you make a rubber band ball, and this is a real video, not the kind where you have a golf ball like and make rubber bands around the golf ball. No, this is a real video where how you make a rubber band ball. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be cool, extra cool, and make a real rubber band ball. P.S. guys, how do you think this ends? I didn't make that rubber band ball. I didn't make it. So that's fun. So the point is, delusion is necessary. Why do you think I'm up here right now with a microphone in my hand? Delusion is necessary in life, people. It is super necessary to get on with our lives. So speaking of being cool, I'm really into sci-fi. I like Battlestar Galactica. That's a show. It's been remade, and I like the remake. I never saw the original. I'm oldish, but I'm not that old. No offense to the older people around in the crowd. Like, there's a crowd here. That's fun. Talk about delusion. This whole set's about delusion, guys. But I was in a deep sleep the other night. I was in a deep sleep, dreaming about being Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica. Does anyone get that reference? My mom likes to call me Starbuck. She's like, you're cool. You're Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica. Somebody, if anybody, if Kimbrough ever figures out how to actually post this stuff online, there we go. Then maybe somebody who is watching this stuff online will get the reference. But yeah, she's like, Samantha, you're Starbuck. And I'm like, thanks, Mommy. I still call my mom Mommy, even though I'm in my 30s. But yeah, I was in a deep sleep, having fun. And I was woken up, which no matter what you're dreaming about, it's not nice to be woken up. I was woken up to this. Yeah! And that was fucking traumatizing. It's called Thin Walls, people. It's called Thin Walls. P.S. Can we just remember how cool I am? I'm cool, y'all. And I thought to myself, first of all, I'm not Starbuck, which was super traumatizing every time that I wake up from that dream. And also I thought, I'm jealous of my neighbors because I'm never going. Kimbrough's already like, get the fuck off the stage. I don't watch Battlestar Galactica. I'm black. I'm a black man. All right, I'll leave you. Kimbrough's like, talk more about dry humping. All right, I'll leave you guys with this one. Well, I'll leave you guys with this. I'm not cool. How about that? Thanks for your time. Appreciate ya.
Sam, everybody, give it up for Sam. I told you she was funny. All right, we're going to keep it going. All right, next coming to the stage, another brother, almost as cool as I am, but he's definitely funnier than I am. He came down here and gave the club a blessing with his comedy, and I'm glad he's back, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the very funny Chris Gardner, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Gardner.
What up, everybody? Oh man, I don't know where this is about to go right now. Apparently that way. First time I did this show, I had the impression we had to be all like, all organized and stuff like that. But now I realize we can do what the fuck we want. And that shit is tight. I feel sad some days, but like I don't have depression, you know what I mean? Or anxiety. Everybody got anxiety or depression nowadays, or both. What's that like? You just panic in bed all day? Is that? I'm too nervous to calm down, but I'm too sad to get up. Anxiety. I'm like, how people got all these issues? You ain't even been molested, man. You know? Well, not you specifically. It makes sense. I feel like to have anxiety and depression, you got to be molested. Like, you can't. I understand other bad things happen. You know what I mean? People get physically abused or get abandoned by their parents. I choose a debilitation. Anxiety and depression is reserved for people who had their private parts played with. These are just my feelings. Lady in the front. All this anxiety. I was on the phone with my mom recently, man. We wasn't really talking about nothing. I heard my dad in the background. He was like, "Is that Chris? Is that Chris? Let me talk to him." "Hey, son, how you doing?" "What's up, Dad?" "You had some pussy in the last 2 weeks?" Like, yeah. "Well, you all right." Get the phone back to my mom, and that was it. That was a whole interaction. Actually, hadn't had none in like 2 months, but my dad is childish. If I said that, he'd be like, "It's okay to come out the closet, son. I got 4 boys. It's okay if one of y'all is gay. Just one. Don't influence your brother." Nah, man. I always had a funny relationship with my dad involving the topic of sex, man. I remember when I was in high school, I took some naked pictures of this girl I had slept with. Consensually, she posed for him, took these pictures, and my mom was in my room, man, and she was going through my camera one day, and she came across these pictures. Now these wasn't no surface level pictures I took, man. These were some in-depth photos, okay? I'm talking tits, clits, toes, and buttholes zoomed in. Zoomed in. Mom was like, "Chris, you better be careful messing with these nasty girls. You need to delete those pictures out your camera. Talk to them, Baron." My dad was like, "Hey, Chris, come here, man. Boy, what the hell is wrong with you, huh? I raised you better than that. You can't leave the camera lying around for your mama to find it. Huh? Find a better hiding place before I whoop your ass. Also, let me see him. What's the date on this? You make this in the last 2 weeks?" I got one of those dads, man. My dad had a rough growing up, man. My dad grew up in South Central LA. He was a swole black dude, big old afro. He was a black belt, used to beat fools up. Essentially, my dad was a blaxploitation character. For all I know, he was pimping too. But he got successful. Moved out the hood, and had a square-ass son who can't fight, and according to him, ain't got enough women. Conversation I had with my dad. "Boy, when you gonna bring a girl home?" Like, "What you talking about? I brought Ashley home last month." Last month, that's a long time ago. You're supposed to have a new one every week. When I was your age, most women that had a rotation was 9. Your mama was one of them. You ever think about that? Your mom was just in a rotation at one point? I'm like, what? My mother was the MVP of a 9-member roster? Damn, that's a special woman. I know mamas who never left the bench. Bench warmers. Also known as side chicks who got pregnant. Oops. Oops. Nah. You know you like somebody when you start to appreciate their bodily imperfections, though, man. You know, like I used to date this girl, and whenever we had sex, she always kept her socks on, right? And fellas, you know, if we keep our socks on during some sex, it's just because we want our goddamn socks on. But if a woman always has her socks on during some sex, she's hiding something ferocious under there. I want to know what she was hiding. So one day doing intercourse, I snuck one of her socks off, and she had this disfigured middle toe that was shorter than the rest of her toes. Yeah, the third little piggy had Down syndrome. Yeah, I thought it was cute. I used to play with it and tickle it and put my mouth on it. It's crazy, man, because, like, I never sucked on a regular toe. You know? You know? As soon as I saw retarded when I had that sucker all wet. Yeah, Chronicles of the Wet Toe. Wet Toe Chronicles. I don't understand dudes who strike back when women hit them, man. Like, you know. It's like, come on, man. Like, you bigger than her, stronger than her, faster than her. You ain't got to hit her back, man. Like, I'm not vindictive, you know what I'm saying? But hypothetically speaking, if a woman was to hit me and I wanted to get her back, I'd just pee on her. You know? Oh, you want to hit people, huh? Well, take a hit of this piss. Yeah, watch your toes, girl. The pee-pee is coming. Chronicles of the Wet Toe Part 2. Tales of a Golden Shower. That's so stupid. You ever like, what, you talking to me or you just talking? Couldn't tell. I see y'all. What's happening? Hey, you ever like, you ever have one of those nights where you like go out and you're not really feeling it, but you just be out? Thank you. I appreciate the participation. I hadn't been to a club in a while, man, and I went to this club with a friend of mine, and I was like, "Yo, man, it's hot in here. I can't move. I don't like the music, and man, I'm gonna leave." He was like, "Why?" He was like, "Why? There's bitches in here. There's bitches in here." I'm like, yeah. You know who else got bitches? Ralph's. You know what I'm saying? If I leave right now, Club Groceries open 2 more hours. I get it for free, meet somebody, and get some oatmeal. What other club let you re-up on whole grains, huh? 100%. I mean, because, like, it's L.A., man. It's pretty girls everywhere. You know, so it got to be something else in the mix that I enjoy, you know? Yeah, pizza good, too. I like pizza. But I ain't talking about pizza, though. But pizza and bitches will go great together, though. But it's gorgeous women burning in hell. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got dudes in hell like, oh, there's bitches down here. There's bitches down here. Satan got this shit popping. It's lit, literally. Hey, my name is Chris Gardner. Thank you very much.
Chris Gardner, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Gardner! Man. All right. I just want to let you guys know, if you want to stick around afterwards, it's open mic, Rock the Music. It's Rock the Open Mic after our show at 10 o'clock, just so you know. Rock the Mic Live. I'm sorry. Rock the Mic Live is our is afterwards. All right. Stay and find out later. We got a show to finish. Next, coming to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, he's a man's man, a man of all men, a man of all men's here in Hollywood. Give it up for the very funny Michael Pena, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Pena.
How's everybody doing tonight? I am the man's man, I think. I am just like everybody else out there, I think. I, turn my socks inside out instead of washing them, right? We all do that, right? There's a couple of us do that. I have a mother, and she's a good woman, and I had a father at one time as well. I'll tell you about my father. I'm a Mexican, so I come from a latchkey family, so that means I don't really know my father. And it's kind of a sad story, but has a great outcome. I hadn't seen him for years. Actually, I hadn't seen him since I was 15. And you know, in families, there's always one family member that looks like a member of the family. Have you ever noticed that before? Like sometimes you get a little boy, it looks like the father. Sometimes you got a little girl, looks like the mother. Sometimes the little boy looks like the mother. Sometimes it happens. Okay. And the funny thing about that was, my dad died, and I decided I wanted to go to the funeral. My mother was against it, but I went anyway. So I was walking to the funeral, and I looked around, and I saw all the people kind of staring at me, really weird, staring at me, and I'm like, what? I hadn't seen my dad in years. I don't know what's going on. So I go to the place, and I look down, and I see my dad, and I'm like, oh, shit. I look at him, and I said, wow. My mother said I had a way of getting revenge sometimes. So as I looked at the guy, I turned to the crowd who didn't like me sitting there, and I said, ah, shit, I'm still alive. And they're like, oh, fuck. Hector's still alive, and here he is. It's like I walked away, and I felt kind of proud, you know? Son of a bitches, they didn't let me see my dad for 40 years. Here I am. My mother's kind of funny, too. I love my mother very much. In fact, we got in a little argument just recently, Kimbrough knows about. I was trying to set her straight. She's selling the house. I didn't want her to sell the house because I love that house. And she was telling me that why she wanted to sell the house. She goes, well, Mike, you know, she goes, the lady behind me just, you know, hospice has brought her over, and they're sending her home to die. The lady across the street who she competed with for the 40 years I know of, my mom got a tree, she got a bigger tree. My mom got a new fence, she got a bigger fence. My mom got a new addition to the house, she got a bigger addition. She goes, she just died. All of a sudden, the ambulance shows up and she dies. And she goes, I need to move out of this house because you know what? Things happen in threes. I'm like, Ma, no, that's not true. That's not true. I said, it's okay. You got this. You got this. And meanwhile, I'm thinking, she won, you know. She won. You know, she beat this lady across the street. I didn't say that to her, but I said, a couple days later, I heard that Miss Bush died. And I'm like, Mom, good news. Miss Bush died. You're safe. You're safe. You're not going to be the next. She's like, I don't think that's funny, but if you thinks it is. LLL, she wrote. The thing about my mom, though, you have to be careful because I thought I looked like my dad, but one day I was walking down the street and I had a hoodie on and I looked in the mirror and it was raining a couple weeks ago and I looked and I was like, oh shit, there's my mom. So I guess I looked like my mom and my dad. Anyways, my name is kind of a funny name. It's Pina. Anybody know what Pina means out there? Anybody? Nope. Well, it means pineapple. And the funny thing about pineapple is that it's, the Spanish language is really weird because in the East Coast, the West Coast, it's a little bit different. For example, pina in El Salvador means something a little different. It means sos pina. Can anybody guess what sos pina means? Oh, no, pretty close. No, it means are you gay? So I was sucking this guy's dick one day, and I was thinking, shit, yeah, I guess I am gay. Okay. And you know the thing about this, ladies? You can confess to the guys here, sucking dick's a hard job, right, ladies? I mean, come on. You got to sit there, and you got to go like this. You got to go like this. You got to shake it around, go like that. It takes hours sometimes. Guys just don't respect it, So I have a remedy for that. I'll be honest with you. If I'm dating some guy, and he's kind of being like, wants to sit back and do it for an hour, I'm like, okay, I play with the balls and do this and rub it around. Then I get my finger, and I stick it up their ass, right? And cum shoots up and lands on the pancakes. So that I get a twofer on that one, right? Not only do I get some fun, I get some syrup on my pancakes. Okay, I said, go get some pancakes, my friend. Anyways, being gay is kind of odd because I haven't had a date in 6 years. I actually just met a lady the other day. She's a lesbian that I'm working on a project with, and she tells me she hadn't been on a date for 5 years. I'm like, what? So I'm talking to her. I said, wow, that reminds me of something. She goes, what's that? I said, the last time I had sex with the girl was when I came, right before I came out, and this was like 35 years ago. And I'm sitting there, and I was telling the story. I said, well, that's kind of fascinating, because I remember I saw that girl like 15 years ago. I said, hey, Gorda, what's up, And she goes, oh, Mike, how you doing? And she's looking at me, and I'm looking at her, and I just want to let her know I was gay, and I was going to tell her, I said, well, I'm gay. She goes, you're gay too? She goes, I'm gay too. And I'm like, shit. Who gets the toaster oven? I want it, okay? Because I was a little older, 2 years ahead, so I should get that toaster oven, right? And she looks at me, she goes, that isn't funny. And I said, well, shit, it's the last time I had sex. She goes, me too. I'm like, wow, that's fascinating. So I am a conversion machine. Yeah, guys, I got it, okay? You want a girl converted? We got it. Okay. So I'm going to leave you with one little story. I just recently got on an app It's called the Grinder app, which is basically a gay app, and it's kind of aggressive. And so first minute I get on the app, I see this guy, and he goes, bing, he goes, you want to go on a date? I'm like, okay, I'll go on this date. So I go, send me some pictures. He sends me some pictures, and it says, hey, Daddy, you want to buy me a jacket, or Armani jacket? And I'm thinking, oh, come on. Is that the only reason why you give me a call? So I just said, shit. Is your ass a swipe or a chip? You got to get a date somehow. Okay, see you guys. Thank you very much.
Michael Pena, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Pena in the house. Wow, I'm going to look at pancakes totally different from now. I used to love pancakes, but that's going to be a tough one. All right, we're bringing it up. We always save the best for last. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, our closer for tonight, very funny, very sexy, cool, one of my best friends on the planet. Give it up for Aquacat, Tina Aquacat McCrory, ladies and gentlemen. Tina.
What's up? Oh, thank you guys. Oh, Benny left. I think I recognize that guy. I took a women's and gender studies course with him or something. He had a lot of feminist ideas that he was floating out here. They're really great. The ear thing, like women, it's hard for us to let people know that we want to get fucked in the ear when that's like a secret thing that Vinny has tapped into, and just his understanding of the women's psyche and the feminine experience was so touching and heartwarming. So I hope that he was serious about the divorce, because I'm also a divorcee, and maybe something could happen there. Dare to dream. Maybe we could find a place called Benny's Wedding Chapel and start our lives together. It's even funnier for the people that know me, because I was actually married at a place called Tina's Wedding Chapel. It's a true story. It's in Van Nuys on Victory Boulevard. And I got married there to a crazy person. And we were very briefly married. And when I went in to get the divorce, smaller and smaller. When we went in to get the divorce, there was another couple getting married. And I didn't want to say, I'm here for my divorce, right in front of them, because they looked so hopeful. And the woman's hair was fixed so nicely. But, and then the officiant she actually made me wait through their ceremony. She was like, this will only take a few minutes. I was like, okay, no problem. I'll just sit here smirking, holding my manila envelope full of my paperwork for my divorce. So maybe Benny will watch this later, and he'll get some ideas. Because as I was leaving, after I talked to the officiant, after the other people got married, and they've probably already gone back and gotten their divorce, as I was leaving, I felt like I wanted to make the officiant feel better somehow, as if this wasn't their whole fucking business plan. I was like, well, we had a good time that day, so thanks for that. And she was like, I've done some people's second marriages, and even some of their thirds. And I was like, okay, well, I'll see you in 6 to 8 months. Well, couldn't possibly take me longer than that to talk someone else into this, like maybe our friend Benny. I just want to get to the point at the gym where people aren't like, good for her. That's not how you want to inspire people. I do inspire people. Real talk, I work with special needs preschoolers by day. But what I really want to do is tell dick jokes. They're cute, but hearing your laughter is way better than the words of the children. Oh, the words of the children and their parents. I'll be there again tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. talking about the children. Now that I am single again and I'm in my 30s, I feel like I'm just covered in cat hair everywhere I go, you know? I don't even have a cat. It just started happening. I'm kidding. Fucking obviously, I have a cat. And everything about me says cat owner. Thanks. But, I mean, I have cat-bearing hips, A. But the other thing is, why is it such a bad thing? You know, I'm like, oh, obviously, I'm a cat owner. And everyone's like, oh, ooh, look at the single old lady. Look at the spinster. She must have a cat. But then you see all these fuckers on, like, Bumble or whatever, and they're, like, with these dudes with their dogs. And it's like, I'm a dog guy. And we're like, great. Like, we're so into that. We're like, that's fine. The dog is like, the guys will literally say on their whatever, oh, my dog comes first. And you're like, that's so cute. But if I put that my cat comes first, which she does, everyone will be like, oh, look at the crazy cat lady. She obviously can't get laid. But I can because I have a vagina and, like, it's fucking easy, you know? So, all right, guys, that's for my time. Thank you.
One more time for Tina, ladies and gentlemen. Tina. Tina. I love the cat-bearing hips. Oh. Did you guys have a lot of fun tonight? Did you have fun? Give it up for all the comics. We're going to close it out with my buddy Rick in the back of the room, who is my official go-to tech guy. And we're working on some stuff. He's producing some stuff. And he is here right now with some toys. Or maybe no toys. We're just with some info. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Rick Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. Rick Johnson. Producer, director, extraordinaire.
Oh, God.
Super cool white dude. How are you?
Good. Good.
Good to see you.
We made it.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, there was some really, I was...
Eat that mic a little bit more.
Eat the mic, okay.
Oh.
Is that too much?
Wait. Oh, snap.
Woo, okay, here we go. All right, make sure we got that right.
You just gave me a pancake flashback.
This was really funny. I mean, Jesus. I mean, I know this is like a small room and we're all comedians and we're all doing our thing, but do y'all know how funny you are? I mean, seriously? I mean, really. You are, I mean, there's some real talent here, and I do this for a living. I go out and I find talent, and most of the time I just have to say, die. But, no, you guys are really funny, and your attitudes are great, and you're all great looking, and it's just really cool. This thing that you're doing is really cool.
So what you're saying is they don't have to do porn because they have a
a future? No, I did not say that. I did not say that. Porn could be part of it. Porn's important.
Well, we had fun this weekend. You and I, we got a chance to cover the Hollywood Comedy Short Film Festival and the Indie Night Film Festival.
Right.
They were all at the same place, the Grauman's Chinese Theater.
Yep.
And you brought some toys out, your 3D machine. You brought out both your cameras, and we got a chance to do some red carpet stuff. So what info do you have for us this week? But by the way, for those of you who really want to dive into making films and being in the industry, the reason why I have Rick on is because he's one of those aficionados that knows everything about everything because he takes the time to read the fucking manual.
RTFM
of all these devices. And so he's my secret weapon when it comes to like technology and making film and production and all that back end stuff. So what do you got for me this week?
What we're talking about at this moment is who out there is thinking about like getting involved in film production, direction? Okay. All right, so you're hip. Okay, so the whole thing that is going on is the same thing that IBM did to everybody back in the 70s, and that was keep away. So what they did was they tried to make their machines so complicated when they really weren't. They tried to make them so complicated that the average guy, the average producer, the average consumer couldn't live without them. And this is where the red salesmen have gone now. Now, back when Red first started, you've all heard who's heard of the Red cameras? Okay, and everybody's got to have a Red camera, right?
It was a frenzy.
Oh, yeah, well, and it still is. It's kind of like when the Miata
It was a waiting list. It was a waiting list.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and now they've got, Red Dragon, they've got Red Raven, they've got the Millennial. I mean, I've shot on a lot of different red cameras. And the bottom line is
They got Red Rover.
Red Rover, come over. The thing that you need to know is that it isn't about the equipment. It's about the story. That's the main thing. You can make an absolute masterpiece if you have a good story, you're a good storyteller. And what's making me fucking crazy as a producer is...
What makes you fucking crazy as a producer, Rick?
Seeing these assholes that tell us that you got to spend $100,000 on camera equipment just to make a movie. Yep. It's not true. It's the giant game of keep away, and it's a big freaking lie. So there are some things that you need to know. I mean, clearly you can't just, you could go out there with an iPhone theoretically and make a decent movie, but there's a lot of ways to do it. It's all about the sensor size, and I'm getting a little technical. This isn't comedy part, but you've got to have a decent sensor size. Sony's got them, Nikon's got them, Canon obviously has them. So that's the thing. And I'm not saying Reds aren't good cameras. They're really, really good cameras, but you don't have to spend $50,000 to get a camera.
When you say decent sensor size, what's the sensor in the first place in the camera?
Okay. When we first started off back in the industry, they had 35 millimeter, which obviously is still the standard, but a 35 millimeter is it's about this big. And that's what they mean by 35 millimeter, and it went by at 24 frames a second. And people with absolutely no skill aimed this thing, and a guy looked through a little tiny, just fucking tiny little eyeglass, because I was one of them. And we looked through them, and we captured images, and at the end of the day, the images were sort of in focus, and the thing was that you didn't really know what you were going to get until you took it to dailies. And that meant that you had to wait, and you had to literally sit down and wait for somebody to come back from a guy that developed all the film and brought it to you in canisters, and they'd throw it up on there, and they'd go, basically that's what we did. We just went, yeah, this is great, this sucks, okay. And that's it. So that's how dailies, and that would happen at 1 o'clock in the morning. And then we'd have call times at 7 o'clock in the morning to be there. Like, I've got a great attitude. But that's how it went. So this has really, really changed. So the bottom line is you don't have to have a Red. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get where you want to go. All you have to do is have a good storyline. Test out your stories, your plot lines at a place like this, because this is perfect for that. There are a couple things that you need to know, though. Number one, you have to have some understanding as to S-Log. 2, S-Log, 3, V-Log. You all know what that means? Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so then so you know all that stuff. So there's a lot of cameras that bring that to the forefront, and you can get in that world for a couple $3,000, and that's good. And the Sony sensors are huge now. They're what they call oversized sensors, and it's a really, really good thing to know that Sony is out there doing some incredible stuff at really good prices. I know I don't work for Sony, but
they got a killer camera. I want to get my hands on.
Oh, they have some really, really, really good shit. Who's got more money than Sony? They have they shit Reds. They don't even think about it.
The SF2 won best camera at NAB this year. It's really, really beautiful, and it looked like it was affordable too.
Yeah, they've got cameras for under $5,000 that'll blow your mind. And of course, the problem is the lenses still cost $5,000 a piece. But you don't have to do that. But my point is, just get familiar with S-Log, S-Log 2, S-Log 3. Get familiar with the term LUT, and I'm sure you know what that means. And these are the kind of things that you need to just get a little bit familiar with on YouTube, and then you can write a good story and at least have some idea how to make your film not look like shit.
I have a good story. I'm writing a film right now. It's a comedy action, romantic comedy. It's a buddy film. It's I don't want to give too much of it away, but it's based on me doing comedy at the air shows, and you got a lot of idle time. So imagine like me as a star of this feature film, and it's Top Gun meets Ocean's 11.
There you go.
With me at the top. I'm writing it right now. It's funny. It's sexy. It's campy. It's a blockbuster testosterone film for guys. There's motorcycles and jets and car races.
I like
and,
all that stuff.
Hot chicks, TNA, and a bunch of funny, cheesy lines. It's awesome.
All right.
She's gonna jump on the couch.
Beautiful.
Right.
Oh God, Tom Cruise doing that. Shit.
So where can we find you. We're going to be doing some film workshops down here and some comedy workshops here. So maybe Skiptown is a place we can find you. You can find you at PodBrother.com.
You can also find me at Rick Johnson. You know what I found out?
What?
I did not know this. You know, in all of my lunacy over the last few years, my name is Rick. I used to have a K at the end of it, but I took the K off because I couldn't get the website. True story. So I got rickjohnson.net with RIC, which was great because when I was a kid, they used to take my name Rick and they put a P in front of it. And they thought that was so hysterical. I turned in my papers and they put the P there, and then the teacher would pick up the papers after they were graded, and she'd say, "Oh, geez, I got to stop." And they did it to me again.
Kids are mean.
Kids are mean. But anyway, so Rick, R-I-C, Johnson. And evidently that's my Twitter. So if you just Rick Johnson Twitter, Rick Johnson Instagram, Rick Johnson Facebook, and whatever the hell else you put me on.
Okay.
That's how you find me. I didn't know that till you asked
Very
me
easy, very easy.
Yeah.
So you go to Prick Johnson at Instagram.
So, truth, I was at college, and my dad showed up to one of the functions, and somebody had put the P in front of my name, at the whatever the hell we were doing, and he said, "I see they've got your name." This is the same guy who bought me Arrogant Bastard Ale.
Nice.
When I turned 24.
So
Perfect.
what do we got coming up next? We're doing a car show or something this weekend.
Oh shit! Yeah, we've got the Seal Beach Car Show this weekend, which there won't be any rednecks there, and it's a really big deal. I mean, like the whole town will be lit up, and it's like a national event. They're closing down Main Street, and there's going to be a lot of really cool.
I was a muscle car guy when I was in high school. I literally built a 72 Corvette from the ground up.
Oh, wow.
And we used to drive it at the airport with this abandoned runway. We'd put cones out, and we could just drive it as fast as we could. And every weekend we end up replacing the transmission, brakes, and tires, and clutches.
Oh man, yeah,
and guaranteed.
Well, they'll be there
every weekend.
There will be some yellow 72 Corvettes there, I'm going to guess.
Nice.
And it's a really cool event. We're going to do some kind of interesting stuff there. We're going to bring out some crane jibs and, maybe a drone, maybe not. It depends on the wind. And, some big, we've got some beautiful Panasonic 180s that we'll bring out. And we've got our Sony cams that we're running all the time. So we'll see what happens.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming by, Rick. You're my secret weapon, as usual.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Next week, we'll bring more stories. Rick Johnson, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Thank you.
All right. I am the PodBrother. Give the comedians all another big round of applause for coming out.
A lot of them are off at the bars.
Yeah. And we will be here every Thursday, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock at the Skiptown Playhouse. And we're going to have a lot of fun. The My Laughers Comedy Workshop will start up as soon as we get some people sign up for it. It's $50. It's a one-day thing. Then you come here on this stage and you work out your new 3-minute set. And we're going to have a lot of fun with that. So,
all right.
Thanks for hanging out. I'm Kimbrough. Peace.
See ya.
Guys.
Woo!